Well, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to another fishing session. And this evening you join me on a mark down here at Llantwit called Trillian Bay. Now if you've watched other videos that I've done before, you'd have seen that I've fished on Llantwit Cliffs, which is literally directly above us right now. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just getting my first rods out now. I've got the right hand rod on my stand now has got a 4-foot pulley with sand eel and squid for the raise. I'm just baiting up my left hand rod now, just with a 2-hook flapper with size 2 hooks, and I put worm on one hook and I'm just going to bait it with crab on the other one to see if there's any rockling about. So I'll get this baited up now and then we'll get on with the session. So that's that second rod out. I'm not putting it too far. Doesn't really need to be honest, because down here you got, as you can see, we fish on flat ledges. This will go out now another like 20 odd yards, I'd have said. And then the ledge will finish and there'll be a little drop. And then it just goes on to mixed ground then. It used to be a very clean ground mark. Used to fit, well saying that, not like really clean. Used to fish a weak link still. But used to get your lead back most of the time. And it used to be a very, very productive mark for small eyes. And decent sized small eyes as well, to be honest. Used to regularly get them into double figures. But we had quite a big storm quite a few years ago now. And since then it hasn't really fished the same. Now, I haven't really fished overlow for a long time, so we're deciding whether to go down the Frog tonight. And by we, my dad's on my right hand side, and we're also waiting for 2 more. We got Carl Swarbrick that works with my dad, you'll see him shortly, and also Ben Davis. A lot of you all know Ben Davis. He's done a lot of videos for Eels for their YouTube channel. So there'll be 4 of us down here tonight, so fingers crossed. We have a bit of a productive session. And I've got low water is at 8:30. It's just coming to 6 o'clock now, so we've got a nice amount of time now with fishing. But I'll pan around now and show you exactly where we fish over high. And then I'll get my spare rig baited up. And fingers crossed, we catch a few fish. So this is where we're fishing. And you can see that grass bank over there, that's where the car park is. So you just walk along the beach, or you can walk along the cliffs and get down to Trillian Bay. But right up there is where we fish, on that left hand corner. That is literally right where you fish, so we're just fishing directly underneath. So you can walk along the top of the cliffs and come down this valley here, and you can get on the beach that way. There's my dad there, and off in the distance, that furthest point you can see is Donnet's Point. And just to the left you got Donnet's College, just the right hand side you got Donnet's College. And this is where we are fishing this evening. Well, that scratching rig I put up there, it's not taken long and it's got a bite on it already. It's only been out there for like 5-10 minutes. My dad's done the same. He's put one pulley on one and a scratching rig on the other, and his scratching rig's had the bite as well. So fingers crossed we get a few fish out tonight. Now obviously a part of the session will be in the dark. I've got my bigger light with me tonight, so fingers crossed I'll get some decent footage if we do get a few fish. I'm just baiting up my next rig ready to go with some sardine. This is on a 4-foot pulley with 50-pound hook links, 5/0 circle, braided dongle, the usual thing. So there we go, that's my next bait ready to go. It's not a big bait, so I'll add a bit of it too actually. Like I've always said, I'm not one to use massive baits, but I'm going to bulk that out just a slight little bit, I think. Add another strip of sardine to that. Now also for this venue you got to fish a weak link system, because it's, like I said at the start, it is a bit of mixed ground out there. Now, I haven't actually fished this mark in a long time. As I said, it's probably been a couple of years actually since I've last fished here, so I'm not sure what the ground's like out there at the minute, and I haven't heard of anyone fishing down here. There's 3 more fishermen coming up now actually, because like I said, I got Ben Davis and Carl coming down, but there's a 3rd with them. I'm not sure if that is them or if it's other fishermen altogether, so we'll soon find out. Anyway, I'm going to get my weak link system set up now and then bring you back when I check that left hand rod. Well, I checked that left hand rod and there was nothing on there on the scratching rig, so I put out a pulley with a bit of squid and I got a nice bite on it now. Took a bit of line off the ratchet. I just said it's probably a ray where the weight was going. Because not often a dog will take line. There's definitely a fish there. Not sure what it is yet though. Feel it pull it back a bit. Whatever it is, it's going right. Oh no. Is that blonde? Whatever it is, it's going left, going right. There is a ray, some species. Oh, it's a blonde. Oh no, small-eyed. And I got my lead back. Nice. There we go. First fish of the session for me, and a nice small-eyed. Taking on a just straight squid, that one. And I'm going to get in the pool now. You can short there for a bit, and obviously that is a tidal pool, so it's fresh salt water. And then get my next rod out. I was saying that, a scratching rig. I'll tell you, I'll beat this pulley back up and get it straight back up there, in case there's more of them on the feed. There she is. Nice fish to start the session. A lovely small-eyed. About an average stamp really for South Wales, I suppose. Like £5, say. But a lovely fish. Well, I'm going to get a quick photo of her now and then send her back home. So I'll bring you back to send her back then. Lovely start to the session. My dad also had a dogfish as well in his first cast, so fingers crossed we have a productive evening down here. Let's go. I've got a lovely little bite on the 2-hook flapper. Hopefully it's still on there, because that last one didn't stay on. But this one seems a bit more of an aggressive bite, so fingers crossed we'll land this one. A few dogs coming out. My dad's on 3. I got a bite on my left rod there on sandine and squid. But these little hooks, I've got worm on one and crab on the other again. Yeah, something so I think we got it. Oh. If we have, it ain't very big, unfortunately. I think whatever it was just come off if it did. I just felt a bit of a weight come off. Oh no, I've got a fish. What have we got? A little bass. There's another species, a little schoolie. There we go, look. A lovely little silver bass. Happy with that. Another little species. Happy days. Well, I'm going to send him back now, obviously. I think it's a little bit small to keep that one. I don't think that's anywhere near 42 centimetres, unfortunately. But I'll send him back for him to grow up to 42, and I'll catch him another day. There's another species though. Very nice. Just about to start a video baiting up, I got a bite. I was about to start talking as well. There might be a ray, I don't know if you can hear the ratch in the background. I was going to do a little bait up video on how I'm baiting up squid. Shall I try and risk it? What do you reckon? Confusing time. What do I do? Oh, it's a bit of a doggy-ish bite, so let's try and do it. Well, for my squid, baiting them up, I split the whole thing open. And I take out the inside, attached to the head, remove the little bit of what seems like plastic, which is the like the backbone for the squid. I'll just nip off some of those tentacles. And I'll just slide that on my baiting needle and fold the guts over just so it's a bit like a nice little neat bait. And then I'll elasticate that all together. Because you'll see a lot of people getting rid of that and throwing it, but there's a lot of juice in the head and guts of a squid. So I'll bind that all on, then find my hook that I've lost. There it is. I'll nick that in the top of the head and guts, and then lay the dongle up against it, trying to keep the end of that dongle fairly central to the whole bait. Bit of elastic on there like so. Trying to rush a little bit because that bite. And then what I'll do, I'll get the mantle that's opened up, and then I'll just trim the end off, like the head end, that thin bit, and then just line up the bait with that, trim it down so it's quite a nice little even strip. Then I'll cut that into 3 strips and then get back on with the elastic. Just start it off again on the head, if I can find the end of it. Yep, like so. And then I'll use those strips, I'll turn them inside out, put one on, and then the other one next to it, and then the other one in between the two. So in a sense, you just turn the mantle inside out and left all the head and guts on the inside. And that is my favourite way of baiting up squid. There's a lovely way of baiting up squid from what I found. So there you go. Nice squid bait ready to go. And it's nice because you've used the whole squid in one bait without having it too long of a bait. When you compare it to, let's get out a whole squid. So if you had a pennel with 2 J-hooks, it's different. But if you had a whole squid on a dongle, you can see how much longer of a bait it'll be. So you've got to allow the fish to swallow that length of bait down before it gets to the hook, rather than that. So baiting up that way, it highs your chance of having the fish take it in one. Cast better, sits in the tide better, and it's just a nice little compact bait full of lovely squid juice. Well, now that's done, I'm gonna check that left one, see what is on there, whether it's a dog or a ray. I'm not sure, but it's still going. Let's wash my hands first and then get it in. Obviously the light is starting to fade now, so hopefully you'll still be able to see me clear enough. So let's give this one a check. Right, there's a fish on there. There's definitely a fish. There's a bit of weight to it. I'm not sure if it's a ray or a dog. What's this going to be? Oh, it's a doggy. It's a doggy. It's a dogfish. I thought it might have been. But I suppose, like I've said many times before, I don't think you can have a fishing a session in the Bristol Channel without catching at least one of these things. And now this time of year, coming into the spring, they are everywhere. But I don't mind it. It's been a tough winter so far, well up until now, and it's nice to just be catching fish no matter what it is, because the winters were tough. Most sessions it was just blanks, so it's nice to catch a couple of fish. We'll send them back now. And get that next bait out there. Well, I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but it's dark now. I hope you can tell. And I've just caught me another species. A lovely little pouting. So as you can imagine, that is going for bait. So I'm going to get that baited up now and try and catch me a conger. So I'm just going to put half it out there. I've got my dongle needle a minute. So I use a dongle needle, which is just a point with a little barb on it. I shoot that through the middle of the fish from the tail end, and I bring it out just underneath the jaw, like so. And I hook that on the dongle, pull it back through. Then I leave that hung on there just to give a bit of, because sometimes you'll pull up to hook that bait, the hook through the fish, and it'll pull the dongle back up and you'll lose it. So just leave that on there for a minute. Nick that through the nose, underneath the bottom jaw up through the top. Get that dongle needle off. And as you could imagine, get out the elastic. Now hopefully this will find us a nice fat conger eel. There has been a few nice ones about. There was a shore league a couple of weeks ago and there were some nice eels caught up to like, I think it was like £24 I think, the biggest one, which is a lovely fish. There we go. I'm really going to put half of it out there. It's not a big bait. I suppose I could chunk it up a little bit. I'll tell you what, let's put that out there. So I've only got one pout in, so if I get a fish on that, I've always got another bait there. I've got a bite on my scratching rig now, so I'll reel that in and then cast out a chunk of pout in. See if you can find an eel. And that's on it's a 4-foot pulley again with a weak link, but the only difference is it's a 7/0 circle and a 100-pound mono, just to obviously withstand the teeth of the conger. I'd like to have gone a bit heavier, but I'm not expecting anything massive, so that'll do. Anyway, let's get that rod in that's been going and see if we can find a conger. Well, Carl next to me on my left had a spotty then, and then my dad had just a really slow little bite on his scratching rig, and he reeled it in.
Look at that.
Look at the size of that sole. Stunning fish.
Nice surprise for Llantwit.
Yeah, the last thing I thought we'd have tonight. Massive, chunky fish though.
I'm not going to put it back.
No. No. That's definitely not going back, people.
Lovely fish. Look at that.
That is stunning.
You never know what's going to come out here, do you?
No.
You never.
Well, that's so far is small-eyed rays, a small-eyed ray, spotted ray, dogs, pouting, bass, and now a Dover sole.
So that eel there, the slug.
Oh yeah, and Carl had a rockling as well. not long ago. So that's like 7 species. And ain't even low water yet. We got like half hour till low.
1 2 weeks ago, there's no fish at all here.
No, that's it. And now, fish are on the feed, guys. Give a close up of that face a minute. See how unusual the mouth is. You can see that, look. On a little tiny circle. Crazy look at mouth on them, if you've never seen them before. Tiny little tail as well. And they are one absolute powerful fish. For what is like a pretty small fish considering what fish go to. It's only like 2 pounds, say. Big soul though. They are so powerful. Yeah, look how funky that mouth is. Crazy looking fish. Tiny little eyes as well. Anyway, we can get it unhooked now, weigh it. I'd probably estimate it about 2 pounds at the most. But yeah, happy days. See what else we can catch now. Well guys, it's coming to the end of another session. And I just had another species for me. A tiny little spotted ray. Seems to be quite a few around. Carl just had another one, so he's had 2 now. So that's a 3rd. Very small though, absolutely like the size of my hand. It's the smallest ray I've had in ages. They are quite cool looking fish though, when they're that size. I'm gonna get them in the pool in a minute, keep them happy. But it's been a pretty good session overall. I've had more species than I thought. I think I've had 5 species now. So I've had small-eyed, a spotted, a bass, pouting, and dogfish. Yeah, I've had 5 species. Carl's also had a rocklin and a conger, so that's 7 species. And my dad had a Dover sole, so that's 8 species overall. And Dave and Ben have had just dogs between them 2. So overall, that's pretty good going. For what it's been like recently, it's been quite a productive session. It's gone quite quiet on the flood now though. I've just put a crab out on each of my rods now. I had that spotty on crab, weirdly. It's quite a nice bite actually as well for that size fish. I thought it was a bit big of a ray. I thought it was a ray bite, it's just a typical slow pullover. And I was expecting something a bit bigger, but it's surprising how powerful them little spotteds are. So yeah, I'm happy with the way the session's gone. It's not bad at all. So if I do have anything on my last 2 casts now, as usual, I'll bring you back to see them. But if I don't, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.